So with Boruto and Kawaki's lives being reversed in the latest chapter, I do want to talk about what are the potential outcomes that are going to happen when it comes to both characters in the storyline. I did see a thread on Twitter from my guy Manny_TZ where he did make a great thread talking about the potential outcomes on what's going to happen when it comes to the two main characters of this series. I'm going to link the thread in the description below, it's a great thread. But going into the potential outcome of Boruto and Kawaki's lives being reversed, the one thing that's the obvious is Boruto is being framed as the killer who has just killed the 7th Hokage, where also Kawaki is also being seen as the true son of Naruto and is most likely going to be seen as the hero of the village. Even starting from before all of the events that have actually happened, after the Ishiki fight, Boruto was actually seen as the hero of the Hidden Leaf Village for being the one who had teleported Ishiki away from the village using his karma seal. We did see the effects of what just happened, where Boruto was being mobbed by reporters, doing interviews on TV, and was just seen as a good guy. He was even picking up a lot of girls as well. So he was seen as the hero of the village from that battle. But of course, with Ada using her Omnipotence ability through Kawaki's wishes, Boruto is now being seen as the villain, where Kawaki is being seen as the hero. Kawaki has essentially wished for him to be in the same position as where Boruto was prior to Naruto being sealed away. So with that being said, now that this actually happened, there's only a couple of characters who really know the truth about it, and that is Sarada and Sumire. After Ada did activate her Omnipotence ability, Sarada was the only one who didn't really want to attack Boruto. After the Omnipotence occurred, we did see Mitsuki activate his Sage Mode and try to fight Boruto. Same thing goes with the entire village, where we did see that great panel of them facing Boruto as in a way to show Boruto that, yo, you are the op now. And the only people that weren't really affected by this ability were of course Sarada, as stated by Momoshiki and Sumire. Outside of these two characters, everybody else in the village is assuming that Boruto is the one who had killed Naruto, and with Kawaki being the one who is the true son of Naruto. With that being said, another character that could possibly break out of this omnipotence is Sasuke, because even though we did see Sasuke facing Boruto, and even when Momoshiki was explaining Ada's omnipotence to Boruto, we do see characters that we know have been affected in one of the panels, such as Konohamaru, Mitsuki, and with Sasuke as well. And the one thing that I feel like Sasuke could break out of this omnipotence ability and make him realize that Boruto may not be the one who had actually killed Naruto and that he was actually framed is the fact that Sasuke actually gave Boruto his old headband away. Let's not forget, after the battle against Ishiki, Sasuke actually gave his old headband away to Boruto for him to actually keep. And as we've seen in the Boruto series, through many times where Boruto and Sasuke have gone through battle, such as when they fought against Momoshiki and the fight against Ishiki, Boruto was wearing Sasuke's headband, where Boruto has come through and has done many clutch things for them to actually win in battle. With that being said, with the entire Leaf Village trying to hunt Boruto down, of course everybody's going to try to kill Boruto, and that is going to include somebody like Sasuke. If Sasuke is going to fight Boruto, which may actually happen in the next couple of chapters, the one thing that could maybe snap him back into reality and realize that Boruto actually isn't the villain is seeing that Boruto has his headband. That could maybe draw some things back and make him realize that Boruto isn't actually in the wrong here. And moving on, with Boruto being framed as the person who had killed the 7th Hokage, this most likely will have all 5 great nations be alerted with this information. And like with Code, who was actually put on the bingo book, Boruto most likely will be put on there due to the actions that he caused. Of course, we know that Boruto wasn't the one who did any of this. However, with all the events that have just happened with Kawaki framing his brother, Boruto is going to be put on the bingo book, where it is stated that he killed the 7th Hokage. Of course, we know the truth of it, but the repercussions of this actually happening is going to paint Boruto as this really bad person. Think of like the Akatsuki and all their transgressions that they have committed in the past. Boruto is going to be seen on that level, and even worse considering that he was the one who quote unquote killed Naruto to begin with. And from this situation, Boruto is gonna have no other choice but to run. He is facing the entire village, and as I mentioned in previous videos prior, Boruto is not gonna have the ability to fight everybody at once. Of course, Boruto is incredibly powerful, he is a pure Otsutsuki, and he has access to Momoshiki's powers, but at the end of the day, he's not just fighting Kawaki here. He's fighting Mitsuki, Sasuke, Shikamaru, and everybody else in the village, where if I'm being real here, Boruto's just not gonna be able to fight everybody at once, or else he's just gonna die. And also when it comes to Boruto's character, he most likely will not want to fight back because he has all these relationships and he has such tight bonds with these characters to begin with. The way I see it when it comes to Boruto, he's gonna try to at least reason with everybody everybody in the village, but ultimately he's gonna realize that this won't work, since at this point in the story, he is now being seen as the Hokage killer that has no other choice but to leave. And this is the truth of it. I do see Boruto trying to reason his way out, but at the end of the day, this is not gonna work. As we saw with Mitsuki in the latest chapter, him tapping into Sage Mode, telling Boruto that he has managed to truly anger him, everybody's on smoke when it comes to getting to Boruto's head, and they're not really gonna find a way to reason with him. Unlike with characters who have the ability to reason, such as Sasuke and Shikamaru, at this point in the story, thanks to Ada using her omnipotence, they already know the facts of what actually happened. Of course, us as an audience, we know that Boruto hasn't killed Naruto, it was Kawaki who had sealed Naruto away, but due to the implications of the story, and even with Momoshiki relaying this information to Boruto, Boruto's just not going to be able to pull the jutsu that his father is most well known for, and that is the Takuno Jutsu. The Takuno Jutsu is not going to be able to work in this scenario. Boruto's not going to be able to tell the Leaf Village that, yo, I didn't do anything, it's not my fault, I didn't kill Naruto. He's not going to be able to reason with them due to the fact that Ada using her omnipotence, Kawaki framing him, and it only makes it worse considering that Momoshiki lives inside of Boruto. So if Momo comes out, knowing that in the previous chapter, Momo came out temporarily where Boruto didn't assume that Otsutsuki Horn, so at that point, if the Leaf Village does fight Boruto and Momo comes out, they could potentially mistake him for Boruto being the one for fighting back, and that could cause even more damage for Boruto's case, for him to be innocent to begin with, which when it comes to looking at it, it's only going to be worse for him. And as mentioned many times before, looking at the events of chapter 75 where Boruto saw a bit of the future through Momo's Byakugan, we do see a sideways POV of Kawaki in his Karma 2 form with blood on his face, assuming that Boruto is being the one who's being hunted down thanks to Mitsuki activating his Sage Mode as we saw in chapter 75. Kawaki may actually kill Boruto again, or most likely Boruto is going to be in a death battle against Kawaki. As we see Kawaki in his Karma 2 form, we actually haven't seen Boruto versus Kawaki in a real battle. Of course, Boruto and Kawaki have fought before, whether it's in spar, their bathroom battle, or in the chapter prior. We haven't seen Boruto and Kawaki fight each other at full power yet. And looking at this panel here where Kawaki is presumably looking down on Boruto with blood on his face, this could be written in many different ways where Boruto may have actually died again from Kawaki's hands, and knowing that the roles have reversed between Boruto and Kawaki, Kawaki is going to be seen as the hero of the village, especially if Boruto dies or manages to escape to the point where he is going to be incredibly damaged from Kawaki's grasp. As to be honest with you, the only person that I see that could probably kill Boruto in a one-on-one is Kawaki. If Kawaki manages to kill or damage Boruto to the point where he could die, Kawaki is going to be seen as the hero. As now in the story, in the last page of the latest chapter, Momoshiki did describe Kawaki as the true son of Lord Hokage, and if Kawaki is the one who delivers Boruto the killing blow again or damages him greatly, the Leaf Village is going to celebrate Kawaki for getting the get back on Naruto. And that is where the entire landscape of Kawaki's ideology of not being a fan of the Shinobi world is going to take in place. And that's the one thing that really is interesting, because honestly, when looking at the overall power levels of the characters in the Leaf, Boruto and Kawaki are basically the strongest in the village. And with Boruto being seen as this outsider who essentially at this point is going to have to go rogue and run away, Kawaki, if I'm being real here, is the strongest in the village. And with his power and the influence that he has, thanks to him now being seen as the true son of the Hokage, he'll have the power and the status to change basically everything in the Leaf. And with only a couple people who can really oppose him, such as Sarada and Sumire, as they're the only two characters who can resist Ada's love enchantment ability and her omnipotence as stated in the chapter. And looking at Kawaki's interest of being a shinobi, we do see in the last couple of chapters, he doesn't really care about being a shinobi to begin with. As we saw when he was initially scrapping with Boruto, he did tell Sarada that you shinobi really are destined to die early. And even when he sealed Naruto away, he did tell him straight up that, yo, shinobis are useless. You guys are just gonna die in vain when it comes to battling the Otsutsuki. And we've seen this plenty of times before, even prior to the battle against Code. And when looking at something like Boruto Chapter 58, where Team 7 was training in order to fight Code, everybody in Team 7 outside of Kawaki agreed to train their basic chakra control, whereas Kawaki said straight up that, yo, learning these basic drills is cool and all, but when it comes to fighting somebody like Code, it's just not enough. It's gonna take years to train something like this in order to even fight somebody like Code, which, to be honest with you, he was right. As we saw in the battle against Code, the despite Boruto honing in on his skills when it comes to chakra control, it didn't mean jack shit when it came to fighting code, as only when he tapped into his true essence form where it mattered at the end of the day. Same thing goes with Kawaki when he reactivated his karma seal in the battle against Momoshiki. Of course, chakra control is very important, as some of you guys have stated in the comment section that the reason why Kawaki doesn't have the ability to just spam his abilities 24/7 is because his chakra control isn't crazy good compared to somebody like Boruto or Sarada, which is a great point to begin with. However, when it comes to the Shinobi world, Kawaki is just not a fan of it to begin with. He sees it as useless, as he realizes that Shinobi are gonna die in vain. And due to the power and pull that Kawaki has over the Leaf Village, this is where the idea of the age of Shinobi is over is going to begin, as Kawaki is going to decide to force the abandonment of the Shinobi tradition, as really nobody's going to have the ability to question his authority, as he's going to have pull over everybody in the village due to his clout of him being the one to quote unquote kill Boruto if the story does go down that way, or just hurt him to begin with, where Boruto is going to leave the village. And at that point, Kawaki is going to be praised as the hero of the leaf, where he's going to have the ability to do anything that he wants since he has the pull and power to begin with. And for the people who are questioning his authority, they really can't do anything since Ada is on his side. Since Ada has the ability to enchant people and basically control them, they're not really gonna do anything as long as she's with Kawaki, and as long as Kawaki accepts her to begin with. This is going to be a crazy duo who are going to have the ability to control the entirety of the Leaf Village. And with Kawaki's goals of eliminating all of the Otsutsuki, not only does Kawaki have his karma seal back, but he has the backing of the entire Leaf Village. Thanks to Ada using her omnipotence and her having that charm effect, Kawaki will have the ability to create an Otsutsuki slaying army, or at least people on his side to help him kill the Otsutsuki, as this is his final goal before he does unseal Naruto. This means stuff like creating human soldiers or sparring between the people in the leaf to create an army if that's possible, and with Amato in the village as well. This isn't new to begin with Kawaki and Amato been doing that for a while with the Kara organization. I mean, hell, when you look at the Kara inners and outers such as Ao and Kashinkoji, they were created specifically for battle and to kill certain people, such as with Kashinkoji being created to kill Jogan, and with Ao being modded with scientific ninja tools, since he understands that not everybody has the ability to reach the power levels of Naruto and Sasuke prior to them being nerfed, as we do know that despite training being a good thing, it's impossible to train to get to that level, such as having the powers of the Otsutsuki. And with Kawaki most likely being the one who deconstructs the Shinobi world, with him putting the Shinobi tradition away from the Leaf Village, this most likely will follow with the other 5 great nations. If that is true, Boruto most likely will be the only one who's going to hold the tradition of being a shinobi. Hence why in the first page of the time skip, we do see Boruto telling Kawaki that he is still a shinobi. And this is pretty cool considering that in the beginning of the series, especially in the anime, we do see Boruto saying that he doesn't care about being a shinobi. He doesn't care about the ninja world. He doesn't care about the traditions that a shinobi has that Naruto and Sasuke were taught and implemented to the younger gen. With this being shown, it's a pretty cool way to show that Boruto has grown up and has understood that it's important to keep that tradition, as Kawaki most likely will deconstruct that idea of thinking in the future. And with Boruto most likely leaving the village, and with Boruto being casted as this outsider, he's gonna need some help, man. So somebody like Toneri could be possibly introduced into the story, and with the dialogue of what he stated in the anime, with the fact that the Jogan is going to be the one thing that is going to save Boruto from the upcoming threats, such as people like Ada, Damon, Code, Kawaki, and the other Otsutsukis, as the Jogan is going to be the one that will show Boruto the light that will dispel all the darkness around him. I think the Jogan's dialogue in the anime is pretty genius, as we do see it plenty of times during the beginning arcs of the Boruto anime. Despite only seeing it a couple of times, we're finally getting the pieces coming together when it comes to the storyline of the Jogan. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we finally get to see Boruto activate that Jogan in the manga in the next couple of chapters. chapters, as per Toneri's words, it is the one thing that is going to save Boruto from being trapped into the darkness from the entire world. And with Boruto being described as the Star of Hope and having a strong inheritance of the Otsutsuki even before getting the Karma Seal implanted on him, this does align with Amato's words describing the phenomena of the Otsutsuki as the domain of the gods who can temper and change and rewrite the events of the world. That is something that is going to be available for Boruto, thanks to him being now 100% Otsutsuki, as per Amato's words, knowing that there are beings above humans that can change the events and rewrite history of the world. And unlike somebody like Ada, Amato, or even the rest of the Kara organization prior to being killed, right now there's only one character that knows everything when it comes to the domain of gods, especially of the term shinjutsu, and that is Momoshiki. Momoshiki describes himself as an expert of all shinjutsu, and with him knowing that Boruto is going to lose everything, with it finally happening, Momoshiki is going to be there alongside with Boruto, seeing the consequences, and Boruto is going to have to face them whether he likes it or not. And thanks to Momoshiki being the expert of all shinjutsu, with Boruto having the ability to tap into Momoshiki's powers thanks to the true essence form of karma, over time as Boruto is going to get stronger, presumably as long as he stays alive, Boruto is going to get stronger and stronger, and he's going to learn more shinjutsu techniques, as Momoshiki is the expert of all shinjutsu techniques to begin with. And that is how Boruto is going to be the one who saves everybody and everything when it comes to heading into the time skip, as we do see that the village is going to get destroyed. We don't know how it's going to happen, but when it comes down to it, Boruto is going to be that guy who is going to save everybody from the destruction of the world. Despite the village being destroyed in the time skips, Boruto is going to be the one who keeps the tradition of him being a shinobi, and as long as that is prevalent, Boruto's character is going to play a very big role when it comes to the future of this series. So let me know how you guys feel about this video in the comment section below. What other potential outcomes do you guys think will happen when it comes to the reversal of roles with Boruto and Kawaki? And once again, shout out my guy Manny for writing this thread. I'll link the thread in the description below. Make sure you guys drop him a follow. He does tweet some dope stuff. So let me know how you guys feel about all of that in the comment section below. So if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell as well, and have a good day. Peace.
You, Karin, congratulations on the win.
Say, it's a parade inside my city, yeah.
It's a parade inside my city, yeah.